If you want big adventures without big headaches, the right catamaran makes everything easier. Today, we're walking through the best catamarans for 2025, from friendly 40s to fast performance cruisers and full-blown supercats. We'll keep it practical, not flashy. How they sail, how they live, and who they really fit. Clear, linear, boat by boat, with quick verdicts you can act on. Ready to find your match and get moving?
If you want a 40-something cat that stays social at anchor and simple underway, the Leopard 42 puts a lot of living and a lot of control in one tidy package. The signature move is the forward salon door. Open it and the boat breathes with easy flow to the foredeck lounge for morning coffee or cool-down naps. Many boats add the coach roof lounge, so there's always a sunny perch off watch without crowding the cockpit. Under sail, the vibe is calm and centralized. All lines lead to the compact helm, so you hoist, reef, furl, and trim from one control point. The full roach main and overlapping genoa give honest punch in light to moderate breeze, while optional powered winches keep workloads friendly on long days. The chines add interior volume without bloating the waterline, so the helm stays lively instead of mushy. Upwind, tacks are clean with good visibility. On a reach, it settles into a steady groove guests can wander around in. Liveaboard is where the Leopard 42 wins hearts. The galley forward plan keeps the saloon open and social, with big windows and a straight shot to the cockpit for meals and watch changes. Storage is generous for a boat this size, and factory options like a dishwasher or washer help real liveaboarders. Standard power is twin 45-horsepower Yanmars, useful when you are pushing tide or weather, and foam core decks keep weight down and stiffness up. It carries EUCE, NMMA, and ABYC certifications, which is reassuring if you plan to roam. Know the trade-offs. The standard mast is taller than most fixed ICW bridges, though a shortened rig is available. Draft is a touch deeper than some rivals, and the rooftop lounge claims real estate some owners prefer for solar, so plan your panel layout early. The 2025 takeaway is simple: one station handling, truly social spaces, and a sail plan that moves the boat without stress. If your brief reads family weeks, owner cruising, and the occasional friends aboard charter, the Leopard 42 fits.
Next, the Kinetic KC54. If you want super cat pace without giving up creature comforts, the Kinetic KC54 is a clear statement of intent. It is all carbon, aggressively light, and set up so a skilled couple can actually use the performance on offer. The mast is coach roof mounted to keep the center of effort where you want it, and you can spec centerboards or dagger boards depending on how much pointing ability and draft flexibility you need. Steering is where it gets clever. There are 3 stations in total, 2 outside aft for feel and visibility, and 1 inside just behind the working cockpit for foul weather watches. That lets you pick the right place to drive in any sea state. Under sail, the boat answers small inputs with clean acceleration. The structure stays quiet, the helm stays crisp, and the boards give you the height you expect from a carbon performance cat. The trade is discipline. Keep payload sensible and plan weight early so you preserve that lively acceleration on light days. When the breeze fades or the tide turns, twin 80-horse Yanmars move the platform smartly without drama. Liveaboard is not an afterthought. The saloon gives you 360-degree views, the forward cockpit becomes a protected watch and lounging zone, and the glass aft wall opens to erase the line between inside and outside. A drop-down platform bridges the aft steps for swim time or tender work, and the flow from galley to cockpit keeps meals easy on passage and at anchor. Storage and systems are laid out for people who intend to cross oceans, with access that respects maintenance in the real world. Why it makes sense in 2025 is simple. You get cutting-edge construction and technology wrapped in a cabin that still feels like a polished cruising home. For experienced owner-operators who want range, pace, and a refined living space without compromise, the KC54 is a serious, future-proofed choice.
If you want an easy first step into cruising cats without giving up the feel of a real sailboat, the Lagoon 40 is the friendly 40 that keeps life simple. The design team is the A-squad you expect from Lagoon. VPLP on hull and rig, Patrick LeClement outside, and Nada inside. The brief is clear. Make it handsome, make it manageable, and make the living spaces flow. Under sail, it favors calm, predictable behavior. The shorter boom and self-tacking jib keep maneuvers tidy for a couple, and an optional Code 0 or Gennaker wakes it up when the breeze is soft. The helm sightlines are clean, the motion is composed, and reefing is straightforward. You are not buying it to chase polars. You are buying it to click off comfortable 7s and 8s while everyone on board stays relaxed. Liveaboard is where the 40 earns its fans. The saloon is bright and uncluttered with a galley that works at anchor and underway, and the cockpit connection makes meals and watch changes feel effortless. Cabins feel bigger than the footprint suggests. Storage is sensible for a season, and tankage is balanced so you are not tied to marinas. Air draft is roughly 60 feet, which keeps most intracoastal bridge clearances on your side if you are East Coast based. Standard propulsion is twin 29-horsepower Yanmars, with an upgrade path if you run heavy or face strong tidal gates. Build and finish are honest production quality. Options and custom paths are shorter than boutique brands, and after sales varies by region, so lean on dealer reputation. The trade is value. In 2025, the Lagoon 40 still hits that sweet spot of price, space, and low-drama sailing that gets crews out of the marina and into a rhythm quickly.
Next, the McConaghy MC60. If your brief is speed with a penthouse view, the MC60 is the flybridge performance cat that actually delivers. McConaghy's composite pedigree shows up everywhere. The platform is carbon, the weight is obsessively controlled, and result is a boat that moves when you so much as think about trimming. Under sail, it accelerates cleanly, points high for a cat thanks to precise hull forms and lifting boards, and in the right hands, it will sit close to true wind speed on a reach while the motion stays quiet and composed. Reef on time, and it remains fast, level, and unflustered. The sailing cockpit and flybridge are set up so you can run the boat with authority. Dual helms up top give clear sightlines for docking and sail changes, and there is an interior steering and watch position for night passages or foul weather. Push-button centerboards add real safety offshore. They give you draft flexibility in shoal waters, lift automatically on impact, and let you change modes from skinny anchorages to upwind height without drama. Systems are sized for serious miles, twin diesels give confident punch through tide gates, and service access is laid out with the professional crew reality in mind. Inside, think New York loft at sea, a wide saloon with panoramic glazing, retractable aft glass that opens to the terrace, and a galley place for conversation instead of isolation. Materials are light, strong, and elegant rather than heavy and ornate, which keeps weight out of the ends and preserves the sailing feel you are paying for. Why it makes sense in 2025? You are buying a proven carbon build philosophy wrapped in genuine luxury, not the other way around. If you want a fast, future-leaning platform that rewards skilled crews and still feels like a home you're proud to invite friends aboard, the MC60 hits the mark.
Following that, the Sunreef 80. This is where sailing yacht and boutique hotel meet. The Sunreef 80 is a semi-custom luxury cat built for exclusive getaways, high-end charter, and unhurried ocean crossings with a professional crew. The scale changes everything. The flybridge alone is a vast outdoor living room with sun pads, a wet bar, a grill, even a jacuzzi if you want it. And because the boom rides high overhead, the space stays open and easy to use underway. Forward, the deck is solid with lounges instead of trampolines, so there is always a quiet corner in the breeze.
Aft, wide terraces meet a big hydraulic platform for toys and tenders. Under sail, the rig is powerful, and the hulls have fine entries to keep resistance down. You feel it in the way the boat slides in modest breeze without the need to lean on the engines, and when it goes glassy, twin diesels take over smoothly so schedules stay civilized. The helms are set up for control and visibility, and Sunreef's in-house carbon spar work keeps stiffness high, which helps both comfort and sailing efficiency. Below, volume turns into privacy. A midship's owner's suite with full beam feel, guest cabins with real queen berths and generous ensuites, crew quarters, and a dedicated mess so service runs quietly in the background. Finishes are bespoke, from teak and brushed metals to lacquered laminates, and the nav setup can include a proper interior console for watchkeeping and autopilot control when the weather is unfriendly. Why it makes sense in 2025? Big sailing cats have matured into true superyachts that still move beautifully under canvas. If your plan is luxury family voyaging or a top-tier crewed charter.
Finally, the Bali Catspace. The Catspace is Bali's small boat showcase for indoor-outdoor living. You get the brand's signature open concept with a saloon that flows straight into the cockpit and a solid forward deck that turns into a second lounge with sun pads and seating. Movement fore and aft is smooth and safe, and a full comfort flybridge puts a protected helm and a proper relaxation zone up top. For a 40-footer, it feels like a much larger platform the moment you step aboard. Under sail, the brief is honest. Keep the rig simple, let the self-tacking jib do its job, and reef early so the motion stays even. Do that, and the Catspace will string together comfortable 7 to 9 knot days in cruising breeze while the crew spreads out and relaxes. Draft is shallow enough for gunk-holing. Systems are basic and accessible, which helps owners who want to learn the boat and look after it themselves. The living experience is the headline. 4 cabins, each with a private head in the popular charter spec, or owner layouts that feel generous for the length. The saloon is bright and welcoming, with finishes that say holiday instead of hospital. Air conditioning options, multiple fridges, and sensible storage make long weekends and school break cruises easy to plan. The open aft end turns mealtime into a breezy ritual and watch changes into a quick step, not a squeeze. Why it makes sense in 2025? You get the Bali apartment vibe without the size and cost of the bigger models. If your plan is family cruising, lots of time at anchor, and simple sail handling that keeps stress low, the Catspace delivers a friendly, modern take on the small cruising cat. For crews who want maximum living from minimum length, it is an easy boat to like and an easier boat to use.
If you want the ride and room of a 125-footer without the fuel bill, this is your supercat. Thira 80 is about quiet confidence, a massive, stable platform, multiple living zones, and a deck plan that works whether you cruise as a family or run a top-tier charter. Up front, the foredeck is solid, with sun lounges instead of trampolines, so everyone spreads out in comfort. Aft, terraces meet the water for easy tender ops and toy launches, and the fly area becomes a wind-kissed living room at sea. Under sail, the boat likes steady hands and timely reefs. Sail area is generous enough to keep you moving in 8 to 12 knots without reaching for the starters, and when it goes glassy, the twin diesels take over without drama. The reward for length and beam is motion, long, even periods, little heel, and a cockpit that stays usable when the sea gets lumpy. Plan your weight early. Water makers, lithium, and smart solar help keep the platform efficient. Inside, think hospitality and flow. Panoramic glazing keeps you connected to the horizon.
Passageways are wide, ceilings high, and the layouts give you owner privacy with proper crew separation. Captain's cabin, crew bunks, crew mess, so service runs smoothly, without crossing wires with family life. Toy stowage is real, not an afterthought. Tender, jet ski, boards, the lot. And the options list lets you tune the tone from relaxed family villa to crisp contemporary charter chic. It is not for squeezing under low bridges or single-handing into tight slips. It is for covering ground in comfort, hosting well, and arriving rested. If your plan is luxury family voyaging or a serious crude charter program, Thira 80 brings the serenity and scale that make big miles feel easy.
Following that, the XS11 is the compact cat that punches up. XS11 keeps the footprint friendly while giving you a cockpit that feels big, twin helms for visibility and feel, and a rig that makes light work of coastal days and the occasional long passage. Judges called out the value and the way space is allocated. Working zones and social zones blend cleanly, so the boat never feels cramped even when you load it with people and gear. Under sail, it behaves like a sailor's small cat. The helm talks to you without being twitchy, and the boat slips along happily when you keep weight sensible and reef on time. Trampoline forward, open cockpit aft, and simple line runs keep the deck plan intuitive for new crew. It is not trying to be a flybridge apartment. It is trying to be the boat that makes you want to hoist after work and stretch weekends into 3-day mini-adventures. Inside, the checklist lands well for the size. A real navigation station for planning, a workable galley that serves saloon and cockpit, an expansive owner's cabin in the popular layout, and heads with separate showers so post-swim rinse does not flood the space. Storage and tankage are tuned for practical cruising, not just marina life, and systems access is straightforward, so maintenance does not turn into a project. Why it makes sense in 2025. It delivers comfort and pace at a price and size that many crews can actually manage. If you are stepping up from a monohull or down from a larger cat to simplify, the XS11 gives you the fun of catamaran living without the overhead of a big platform. For couples and small families who value sailing feel and smart use of space, this is a tidy, rewarding choice.
Following that, the Xquisite X5 Plus. This is the built-right cruiser that wins owners over before the first mile. The X5 Plus is a 53-footer designed to arrive fully equipped for long-term liveaboard life, backed by deep handover and lifetime support. Think thousands of man-hours in the build, 2 weeks of owner training, and systems that are documented, labeled, and accessible. The goal is straightforward: reduce surprises, simplify maintenance, and make Bluewater ownership feel organized from day one. Under sail, the rig has honest power, but the X5 is a comfort-first cruiser. Keels instead of boards keep operations simple, and the boat rewards early reefing with a quiet, settled ride. All running lines lead below deck to the helm on the port side, under a protective bimini, with foot switches and winches laid out so one person can manage hoists and reefs without gymnastics. When the wind fades, twin 80-horse diesels keep schedules sane. The living experience is where the X5 really separates. Solid handrails ring the deck, gutters on the coach roof harvest rainwater, and there is a proper tool cabinet so spares and gear have a home. Inside, the saloon is bright and open. The galley serves both saloon and cockpit, and cabins feel airy rather than cave-like. The monitoring system ties it together. An integrated tablet shows tanks, power, pumps, and alarms, and can share data back to the builder when connected, which turns troubleshooting from guesswork into a conversation. In 2025, the value proposition is clarity and care. If your brief reads, cross oceans in comfort, keep systems tidy, and make ownership feel human,
the X5 Plus delivers the polished, confidence-building experience many cruising families are looking for. Next, the HH50 Cruiser. If your brief reads Bluewater pace with short-handed control, the HH50 Cruiser is a strong fit. The boat is a carbon performance platform that keeps the workload sane. You get dual helm stations with full sail control from either side and clear sight lines for docking, reefs, and traffic. Curved seed dagger boards are fully retractable, so you can tune draft and pointing. And the standard package includes a push-button main sheet and a self-tacking jib that make hoists and tacks feel routine for 2 people. Under sail, the feel is crisp and confidence-building. Trim and the boat answers. Boards down, it holds height upwind better than most cruising cats. Ease sheets and it accelerates without fuss. Equal to wind speed on a reach in a fair breeze is not a party trick here. It is what the hull and rig are designed to do. Keep the reefing plan conservative and the ride stays quiet, and even when the sea state gets lumpy. Liveaboard matches the sailing brief. The big saloon keeps the galley social, and the forward working zone converts at anchor into a forward-facing lounge, which is exactly where people want to sit at sunset. Aft, the cockpit carries a wet bar and barbecue, so dinner happens without shuttling trays. Cabins get real queen berths and good ventilation, with storage sized for long weeks away. Why it makes sense in 2025 is simple. You get style, speed, and a systems layout that respects owner-operators who plan real miles. Options let you add push-button controls for boards and sails at the helm, but the baseline boat already feels organized and calm.
That's our lineup, and the theme is simple. Pick the cat that treats your crew kindly, fits your waters, and makes good choices easy. You don't need the biggest platform to live a big sailing life. Just a boat that sails calmly, lives well, and keeps the smiles coming. If this helped, subscribe, hit like, and drop your pick in the comments. Tell us which cat you'd take and why. Share this with your crew, and watch the next video in this series for more no-hype, practical buyer tips. Sail smarter, not harder.